Today we are chatting with the fabulous Lisa Gilbe. She's a personal stylist and wardrobe whisperer. Lisa's mission is to help women in midlife rediscover their confidence, update their style and show the best versions of themselves. I like the sound of that. Okay, so this is no frump, no fuss, just effortlessly chic. So we're going to be talking about how to dress for midlife, style formulas that actually work, and what we want to avoid, but also what is hot this season. So and let's just try and get her on. The fun and games begin. Glasses on, as always. Let's just get her on. So I'm just inviting her. There she is. Get this going. Are you there? Yeah, so she's not there, but she will be there. I hope she will join us. I have invited you. There she is. Okay. I have invited you, Lisa. Let's try again. I've invited you again. 2 invitations in one day. This is just getting better and better. Okay. Can you get on? Let's try. I think you may need to ask to be included, Lisa. I've tried twice. We'll try again. It says it's not allowing you. NFI, no effing invitation. Okay. Request to join. Accept. I'm trying to accept for you. Are you there? It says it's not allowing me. Here we go. Hello, Lisa Gilbe.
Hello, how are you?
I'm extremely well. It's all better for seeing you.
Yes, on this midweek, we made it to midweek. Hooray.
I know, we did make it to midweek. Now, Lisa, for those who don't know you, you are a personal stylist. You're also a wardrobe whisperer, which sounds magical. And today we want to talk about midlife. It is such a sort of dreadful, frumpy word, but why do you think women, they lose their confidence in their wardrobe during midlife?
So, well, it's not just then, but I think a lot of it is down to paying too much attention to, the noise around what you should and shouldn't be wearing when you get past a certain age. So we've all seen lots of the magazine articles, newspapers, all of that. In fact, if you sat there and Googled it now, what shouldn't I wear, or what should I wear over 40, hundreds of articles will come up that are really negative and say things like, you can't wear a short skirt, you can't wear a bikini, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I think, that really worries people about getting things wrong. They feel that they're getting things wrong. But I want to try and today just talk about a different approach, to try and have a different approach to that, and to try and let the thoughts of what you should be wearing go completely and focus more on your instincts and what you want to wear. And actually, I do believe that as we get older, well, true for me, definitely, my confidence has grown. I care less.
Yes.
About everything.
Yes, because you say that style is energy, not age. And I mean, what does that actually look like when you're dressing yourself?
Yeah, it is. It's a vibe. That's it. It's an energy. What is your vibe? That would be my question. And that whole age thing, just a really quick story. I was in Harvey Nichols last week, and I was looking for something for one of my clients, and one of the assistants came up to me. She was a bit of an older lady herself, and she said, "Oh, what are you looking for?" So I'm just looking for like work dresses for my client. And she said, "Well, how old is she?" And I said, "That's not relevant." And she kind of looked at me as if to say, what do you mean? It's not. I said, "Well, that should never be the question. It's not how old is she, it's how does she like to dress? Where does she work? What's her vibe? What's her energy? not how old is she. You know, every single thing you look at in the press, it will be someone's name and then their age. So it'll be Claudia
Yes.
Winkleman, 53, you know, or it'll be so and so, you know, blah blah blah. It's a weird fixation.
Yeah,
I
do you think that's women writing that, or do you think that's men writing that, or
I
do you think
think
it's
it's
both?
both.
Or habit?
I think it's both. It's habit. I think it's, you know, and the people that get older and say age is nothing but a number, I'm starting to really see what they meant by that, because you do feel the same. I mean, obviously we've got health things going on and menopause and pressures and all of that kind of stuff at this time in our lives.
Yeah.
But actually, when you think about how you still feel like you, right? I do. I mean, I still
Yeah.
think in my head I don't know what my forever age is. I think it's probably 37.
Oh,
Do you have a forever age?
I'm stuck at around about 24.
Right.
I mean,
Excellent.
honestly, if it was just you and I in a room, I might just make that go down a bit and
Yeah,
say about
yeah.
17.
Yeah, 25 is a nice age. I like 25. But actually, when I think back about how I felt at that time, I didn't have the confidence that I have today.
Yeah.
So there really are benefits. But so just back to the main point about what to wear, how to get a great wardrobe when you're in your midlife. Forget the age, try to forget the age thing and start to tap into your instincts. So it would be to, it's a really good thing to step back from time to time and think, how do I want to dress now? Because how you want to dress now might be different to how you wanted to dress 6 months ago, you know, even a year ago,
Yeah.
because we evolve all the time as humans, as friends, as parents, as just individuals, you know, we evolve, things change in our lives. So why shouldn't our wardrobe keep up with that? And
Mm.
people keep things in their wardrobe for years and years that just don't reflect who they are today, because they feel guilty about getting rid of clothes that they spent money on, and they haven't taken the time to step back and think how they actually really want to dress, what their vibe is and what their energy is. So a really good way to do that is to try and think of 3 words that describe how you want to get dressed. Right, I'm going to use Claudia Winkleman as an example.
Who at the moment is on fire?
Yes, exactly. She's
We're
so on fire. I'm obsessed.
because she's not. I mean, I don't even want to think about what age she is, but she looks immaculate. Okay, she's got a team around her, but her vibe is. We all want that, don't we?
Yeah, she's the person that everyone kind of wants to be best friends with at the moment. You know, she really is smashing it. She's self-depreciating, she's funny, but you know, the look that she's got, let's use The Traitors. I know not everyone listening has watched The Traitors, but I think quite a lot of us have.
We
So
have.
it's obviously in a I am obsessed. It's in a castle in Scotland. So if I was to use a 3 word method to describe her look, I would say heritage, punk, edgy. Right, they would be the 3 words that I would choose. You might think of a different way to describe how she dresses, but it fits so perfectly the environment that she's in, but it also seems to fit her vibe as a
Mm,
person and
mm.
her energy. And I read this amazing thing that she wrote recently. She was on a podcast actually where she said one day she just decided that she wanted to dress like a male French student who studies physics, right? Which is completely random. But she said, when I realised that, and his name is Jean, and she just imagines him walking through Lyon, dressed in kind of black, and then he stumbles upon a tiny pirate fancy dress shop on his way on his way to his physics lecture.
I'm there.
Yeah, and he gets a couple of pieces from this little cute shop and then puts them on like a scarf. Obviously, he's got a black roll neck on, you know. And she says she likes so much eyeliner, she looks like she slept in a skip. And she just embodies and she just owns her look. She stumbled upon, she just a realization that that's how she loves to dress. It's quite edgy.
Yeah.
She's mocked for her eyeliner quite a lot. She really does layer it on. She's got all the fake tan, all of that, but it just is her vibe. It doesn't matter that she's 53, 54, 55, whatever. It's not that, because it just suits her personality and who she is. And I think the most valuable thing you can do is to take some time to think about what that means for you. How
So
do
this
you
is
want
like
to
this
dress?
is like literally a lesson. I'm going to sit for 10 minutes, I'm going to get a pencil, and I'm going to find my 3 words.
Yes,
And
yes.
you don't have to hold back. This could, I mean, she went for pirate, punk, and French student. I don't have to go sort of Tunbridge Wells, successful lady.
No.
I could say anything. Don't hold back.
Yeah, yeah. Just describe how you want to feel and look in your clothes. For me, relaxed. If you look in your wardrobe and see what's in there, and if most of your clothes are quite relaxed and casual, that's probably a really important word to have in your 3 words, and it is for me. If anything is itchy, if anything is encumbering, if anything is uncomfortable, if it's too tight, I will not wear it. So, relaxed is a really important word. Feminine is important to me as well.
Mhm.
I like to wear dresses, but I like to wear edge is one of my other words. That's my 3rd word. So I would wear the pretty dress with some chunky boots to make it feel like me. So that's
Mhm.
my version of the French student. This is probably going to sound something like crazy to anyone that's joining now, but it's just like you said at the beginning, it's an energy and it's a
Mhm.
vibe and it's your personality. And describing it using 3 words really crystallizes it, and it actually makes it easier to get dressed because
Yeah.
it's not about each piece representing 3 words. It's like how you put the outfit together. So
Okay. So
yeah.
when we go shopping, Lisa, because I personally, I'm a rabbit in headlights. I'll go into the shop, I'll think, I don't really get it unless it's literally there as a formula. I don't really get it. Am I running through my 3 words? Or how do I start tackling what it looks like in real life to put together an outfit?
So I would look at the wardrobe. So I would work out your 3 words. I'd work out what your vibe is, your style, personality. Your lifestyle is really important as well. Obviously, if you live in the country, you need more relaxed clothes. Even like I live here in Southeast London. If I go out to the pub or something, people don't dress up. I mean, they really don't. They might wear jeans and a
Interesting.
nice top, which is a bit disappointing. And I'll tell you a bit about a rant my friend had about this the other day, because it's a bit of a shame. It's quite nice to dress up, but the important thing is to look at your wardrobe as a whole. Is have you got too many really casual things in there?
Mm.
Could you do with a bit of tailoring? Have you got a really great wool coat? I've actually got a list of things that I suggest to have.
Tell me what they
wardrobe
are.
wardrobe staples. So
That's what we want. Gonna
yeah,
get a
so
recipe for everyone.
make sure you've got really good staples, because that's going to be things that you reach for. And most of us just reach for the really easy few things on a day-to-day basis and end up wearing the same things all the time because we've got busy lives and it's easier to do that. But actually, just to have a really good balance and mix of pieces in your wardrobe is going to mean that you've got outfits.
Right.
So day to day, great jeans. So at the moment, I love a barrel leg shape, so a high-waisted barrel leg.
Mm-hmm.
And M&S do some great ones, and they've gone viral. They do, it doesn't need to be a fortune. They're really good.
Mine are M&S. Mine are barrel leg
Yeah,
from
they're
M&S,
great.
and I
They're
love them. And,
brilliant.
and I'm about as big as a pepper pot, and they actually fit me.
I have got a recommendation for petites for designer jeans as well, but Levi 501s. I mean, for me, I just think they're the best. The classic 501s. The rib cage. They're
Wow.
just amazing. I love them.
Okay.
Mother jeans are more of a designer brand, and they do really good wide leg jeans and lots of different shapes. But if you're petite, I really love Frame Le Pixie. They're called Le Pixie because they're made for petites. So they
Aha.
are cut smaller, and also Paige Anessa cropped jeans. They're fantastic for petites as well, and they're like a wide leg cut. So really great pair of jeans.
Yeah.
M&S are kind of smashing it at the moment, to be honest, I
Yes.
think. Um, and then a long wool coat. Now, we all need our puffers. If you've still got young kids, whatever, going to the playground, walking the dogs, just going out on errands when it's freezing, you definitely need like your practical coat.
Yeah.
It rains a lot. But if you want to look a bit more elevated, then I would go for like a long wool coat,
Okay.
because it just really does make you look a lot smarter straight away. And I think that's a
Yeah.
hard working piece in the wardrobe.
And Claudia had a long coat. It
Yes.
was almost on the floor. Did you see it? It was
Yes.
so long and it was so beautiful.
It was beautiful. And that actually, the way she wore that as well, because I know exactly the coat you're talking about because I
Yeah.
am obsessed with the show. But she had on a tall skirt, didn't she? Like a ruffled black kind of net mesh skirt, which is very feminine. So if you were to do the 3 word thing, that's feminine. But then she had, a lovely cozy knit, so that's quite practical and casual. Then she had a long wool coat, which the cut of it was masculine. So that was a nice juxtaposition with the really feminine frou-frou skirt. It really anchored it, and then the chunky boots. So that was kind of feminine, relaxed with edge, that look.
So
So
that's a
that's,
mix. That's almost like a literal mix of your
yeah,
words.
yeah, exactly. So that's a really good example of, putting an outfit on. And if you just put the skirt on and then some little heels and you'd feel too feminine. So you think,
Yeah.
okay, how can I edge this up? Add a masculine coat, add some chunky boots. Now I feel like me. It's kind of like it's really paying attention to that. So when you see looks like that, think to yourself, what is it about that I really like? What am I
Yes.
drawn to in that outfit? Is it the mix of clothes? Is it the low key colours? Is it the fact it's bright? Some of us like to wear bright patterns and colours. I'm definitely more low contrast. I prefer neutrals. I feel a bit overwhelmed if I wear any really bold patterns and colour.
Yeah, it wears you.
It wears
Actually,
me.
can I
So
just quickly ask you, and I know you're going down your list and I don't want to stop you, but can I just ask you there about colour? Because I remember working as in a boutique many, many years ago, and someone saying to me, when you get older, dear, you have to wear coloured beads because it it pretty much it distracts from your face. So should we be wearing bright pink? Should we be wearing cerise? Should we be wearing red?
again, it's all down to your vibe.
Okay.
Absolutely, like a pop of color I think is really nice, and it can add some style to your outfit as well, like a lovely pop of color. But if you're not a color person, you're not going to feel comfortable in that look
Yeah.
at all. Some of us are high contrast, some of us like a bolder thing. Or work out if you're a high contrast person or you're more low contrast and you
Okay.
prefer neutrals and things like that. I think it's useful to get your colors done.
Yeah.
I think knowing which season of colours you are is helpful because it helps with wearing the right colours on the top half. Doesn't matter on the bottom half. It's about what colours are up against your face,
Face.
what is
Got you.
flattering. And
Good.
most people know instinctively actually which colours they suit. You're either cool, you've got blue undertones, like ash blue tone or pinky undertones, or you're warm with yellow tones in your skin. So
Hmm.
to work that out is, I think, that's useful because it narrows down choice in the shops as well, because it can all be so overwhelming. So so the long wool coat is a really great addition to the
Got you. We've got
wardrobe.
jeans, we've got the long wool
Got
coat.
jeans, got a long wool coat, pretty blouses. So today I've got this
Mm.
sort of chambray blouse, which is from me and M. I love her pretty bow because it just adds, it makes me feel a bit more dressed up. And having a few pretty blouses means you can just throw on a pair of jeans, but then you've got a nice blouse to put on. It's so easy and quick to like,
Yeah.
look pulled together. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. Flat boots, because you can wear them under dresses and run around, from A to B really easily. So a pair of chunky flat boots, I think, is great. A banging dress I've put down. So having a banging dress in the wardrobe that you can just pull out and go to a party. So you've been invited to your neighbour's drink. So like, come around Saturday, have some dinner.
Yeah.
What are you going to wear? What are you going to pull out? Just have a go-to dress. So mine is, because this suits my vibes, this might not be for everyone, but I love a silk slip dress. So it's
Mm.
from Rick, so it's just black slip dress. It's got sleeves, sort of the sort of puff there and end here. It's got a V-neck, lace trim. It's made of silk, and I can't think of an event, honestly, where it doesn't work. It works for
Brilliant.
everything. It would work for a formal event. It would work for someone's kitchen disco. It would work for going to the pub. So I think something like that is brilliant. And mine's from Rick, so they do lots of different colours.
And I guess that's a staple. You're going to wear that almost forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wear that absolutely loads,
Yeah.
and it's quite. Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's a complete classic. Actually, that won't go out because it's that sort of boudoir sort of look.
Yeah.
Um, a cheaper version would be mint velvet, but I'll go on to that in a second because I've got some festive ideas as well.
Ooh.
And then flat boots, banging dress. I've got a leather skirt. I think leather skirts now, not just necessarily a pencil skirt, but there's lots of you know, flared versions out there as well that are quite cool,
Mm,
like a midi skirt or a faux leather skirt. I think always looks elevated with a
yeah.
nice blouse and chunky boots. Slip skirts. I've just done I love a slip skirt. I
I
do.
know you do, and you do it
Yeah.
so well because you make them really sort of entry point. You can put them on it. You dress it up and you dress it down. Tell us how to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think slip skirts are one of the most versatile pieces you can have in the wardrobe. So I've got a leopard print one from Rixo. I'm a bit of a fan, which I wear with chunky biker boots and then just a loose, fluffy cardigan over the top. So I'm comfortable. There's my tummy's not hanging out. I don't feel conscious. I'm kind of, you know, because I have to feel comfortable in my outfits. But the leopard print silk skirt just makes me feel elevated and pulled together. So that's what I think they're great for. You can also wear them just with a shirt tucked in and a belt. You can wear them with a t-shirt. You can wear them really casually with a sweatshirt. I've done a post on my Instagram today about it with some different options that I like. But I think it's super easy. And I just think when you put a silk skirt on like that, you just look really feminine. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
And
Can I ask you just quickly? So you were just mentioning about tummies, and the menobelly is a thing that is become a sort of proper word now, the menobelly. Are there any looks that we should be avoiding, or should we just be dressing and it's there and we're not trying to hide it?
yeah, I think it is there and it is normal. I wish that it would be more normalized to have a tummy and to have hips because that's the shape that we are. And I do think a lot of the time tucking tops in looks better than when
Mm,
they're hanging out because I think that can actually add bulk. And I think that, you know, adding a belt round your waist and the fact that you've got a little tum, unless you're really self-conscious about it yourself and you're not going to feel confident,
yeah.
don't do it. But I just think, you know, I think people do look better when you can draw attention to the waist, which is
Yeah.
above the tum. You know, it's sort of that bit there. But that said, I personally, I prefer like a loose top with my slip skirt because I just feel more comfortable as the day goes on.
Yeah. So
Um,
can I just ask, is the French tuck still a thing?
yeah, that kind of is a
The,
thing. Yeah, with the jean, you can do the French tuck, and then adding a belt will always draw attention. So wherever there's something, that's where the eye is drawn.
right.
So if you've got a belt on, the eye's drawn to your smallest part, which is usually the waist there.
Right. Okay.
Um, yeah, so I would say it depends on the individual, but yeah, it should be completely normalised. We've got tummies, you know, there's stuff in there.
Yeah, and there's a shitload of stuff in there. Yeah, because we're sort of beyond that mum tum, and now it's the menno
Now
belly.
it's the men. Yes.
I don't know what the next stage is. Is there some sort of like, oh, I don't. It would be really derogatory, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
um,
it's not good. Serge Menopause saying she loves mint velvet. I'm gonna
yes. Can
mention
we
mint
talk about
velvet in a
Nibbo because
minute.
they do hit the spot, don't they?
They do. I was just gonna so just on the slip skirts. I was gonna say jackets for the day today as well. If you've got a few jackets, you've got outfits. You could just be wearing practically your pajamas, and you put a nice jacket on, and you look pulled together.
Yeah,
They're so useful. Or stick
yeah.
your long wool coat over your pajamas. Off you go.
Because Lisa, I suppose actually in real life now, a lot of the times when we're out, we've probably got a coat on or a jacket on, but we might not be at an event or going somewhere, but it's sort of the going somewhere, which is also an opportunity to have an outfit on.
Yes.
Um, and I know that, I work from home and my cousin, who's an amazing dresser, she says to me, put some bloody earrings on. I said, but I'm not seeing anyone. She's like, put them on for
For
yourself.
yourself. It makes you definitely. I do. I absolutely do. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
someone though that had puts eyeliner on just to put the bins out. So, you know, but that's kind of
You should meet my mother. She wouldn't dream of taking the bins out without lipstick.
exactly. I totally agree with her.
She thinks
Um,
it's all about standards.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It is. And my friend who I mentioned, we were about to talk about festive wear, and I'm going to go into the mint velvet dress that I
yeah,
want to mention on here. My
please.
friend left a voice note on my phone. She's having a Christmas party. She said, I hope people just don't turn up in a sweater, you know. And she said, it's a Christmas party. If you can't dress up then, because people do, you know, play it safe and actually reach for the easiest thing. And I think it's a shame not to sometimes get really dressed up. And now we're about to come into the time when you can have a bit of fun. So I have got some ideas.
Oh, okay. All right. So go for it. So just quickly before we go on to the twinkles, to
Yes.
avoid the front, Lisa, though, is there anything that's your go-to advice to avoid the front? Is there a typical thing that you see midlife women do that you go, oh God, if she'd only just done that thing, she would have not looked frumpy?
I think it would be the footwear thing. I think, and I've got in trouble for saying this before, actually.
No judgments here.
Right, okay. So it was basically I was waiting at King's Road, and I saw everyone going to the Chelsea Flower Show, and all of them were midlife women, and they were all. It was like a midlife uniform. It was. And there's probably nothing wrong with this, but I just would want to dress more, you know, with more personality, individuality. But I saw so many loose, sacky, kind of floral dresses worn with white trainers. I think that would be a bit of a, you know, it would be that. I think that can make you look quite frumpy, that sort of sacky, shapeless
Yeah. So that ship
floral
has
dress,
sailed. I mean, I've got to
midi
say,
dress.
when everybody was wearing a long dress and trainers, we almost had like a gigantic group, like hooray for that covers everything. Plus, my
Yeah.
shoes are comfortable.
Yes, and I can see why it's so popular, and it's still, you know, it just
Yeah,
add a belt or have some flat boots or just have a different kind of dress. You know, there are different ways to do it. That look is not out because it's feminine and it's relaxed. So of
got
course
you.
it's popular and you can run around in it, but it would just be paying attention to the cuts of things that you're wearing, I think. You know,
Okay.
the sort of tailoring moves on quite a lot. So at the moment, sort of these high-waisted balloon-shaped trousers are in, and they do flatter most people. They really do. So,
Yes.
you know,
Can I just
having
ask for a friend? Are skinny jeans out?
they are at the moment, I would say yes. But I know they're good
I've
for
even seen
food.
a boot cut though, and thinking, God no, we've only just no.
Yeah, boot cut's definitely back. They've been out in the wilderness for years. They've been out in the wilderness and absolute no, they were from the 90s, weren't they? Everyone wore them and the early noughties.
Yeah.
But kind of a mid-rise. But now, yeah, they're really flattering, and especially on an hourglass, they're very, very flattering.
Okay, that's good
Yeah,
to know. That's good to know. Okay, I keep interrupting you along your
fine.
list, but we're on to Christmas. I have seen some amazing stuff in the shops at the moment.
Yes. Now it's going back to what I said at the beginning. It's easy to get your head turned, but not
Yes.
know and kind of like randomly get things and just like, you know, first of all, take some time to do your 3 words, which we talked about at the beginning,
Yeah.
just to make sure it's your sort of vibe. But there are lots of fun things, and the mint velvet dress I wanted to talk about. They've kind of, it's, do you know the Vampire's Wife, which doesn't exist anymore? So the Vampire's Wife dresses were amazing,
Okay.
like the
Okay.
festival dress.
Yeah.
It's she's called Susie Bick. She's married to Nick Cave, and it doesn't work anymore. Like it's, I mean, it doesn't work. It's not around that dress company anymore, but Mint
Yeah.
Velvet have done like a version of that dress
Ooh.
with the gorgeous ruffled sleeve and with a ruffle at the bottom, and they've got it in a very pale sugar pink, which might not be for everyone because I know people are a bit funny about pink, but it's this very sort of pastel baby kind of pink velvet dress, which I think is gorgeous for the festive season. But they also do it in a metallic, so I
Oh,
think that with a chunky boot would be cool, or you could even do it with like some Mary Janes or some little ankle strap heels, whatever suits you, you know, whatever you feel good in. But that dress, I think, is quite a showstopper.
mhm.
I think adds, and it's reasonably priced as well. Sparkly clips in the hair. I'm not without a sparkly clip at Christmas. Like literally, practically every day, I've got a sparkly clip in my hair, big
Really?
sparkly clip.
We're
Yeah,
not
that
too old for clips.
no, no. I unleash your inner 7 year old and get a sparkly clip on. That's what I think. It's
I
like,
can literally raid my daughter's bedroom. She's not here.
yes, yeah. No, I've got black sparkles, which I think is slightly edgier, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I
Can
do
I just
like a
ask them
sparkly clip.
where do we put the sparkly clip? Where
Yeah,
does
I
it
mean, I
go?
just literally just shove one in, like in there, and then everything else messy and, you know,
Oh, that's
just not
cute.
too done.
That's
That's
really
what.
cute, Lisa.
That's one thing. Just to get a bit of everything else can be plain, but you've just got a bit of a nod
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do love Disco Kids. So DISKO, Disco Kids, the brand. They do some really fun t-shirts for Christmas with like slogans about Debbie Harry and disco balls and all sorts of stuff, and they do
Yes.
skirts and sparkly socks, like lots of things like that. So check out Disco Kids, and they do a lot
Okay.
of clips as well. Monsoon have got a green, forest green sequin skirt that I think is a bit different. I don't think you see green sequins that much. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
Long leopard print coat, like I was going to say,
Ooh.
that's nice all year round. It doesn't just
Yes.
have to be for
That's
Christmas.
a Christmas present, surely.
Yes, that's a good Christmas present for your Christmas list.
Yeah.
A velvet suit is nice too. So I quite like, it's tailored trousers and then a velvet blazer. And I know we keep talking about Claudia, but when she did the round table, there were a lot of velvet jackets, weren't there, with like sort of pussy bow blouses.
There were.
I think that's really nice. And I've written down here, there is nothing wrong with jeans and a nice top. It worked for us in the 90s. It worked for millennials. It still works today.
Okay, so when you get your jeans and a nice top, I would put on literally a jeans and a nice top. But Lisa Gilby will put the jeans, the nice top, and then and that's why you're a stylist. So what are those extra bits?
Well, mine would be the clip, and I have got one actually as well from Hush that just says disco on it as well, which
Cute.
is quite fun. That's I'm a bit quirky, so some people might be thinking, God, I wouldn't do that, but
No,
it's
actually, Lisa, I think that's the point. If we were left to our own devices, we would just have the top and the jeans. That's
right.
why
So
you
what can you
exist,
add?
because that's why you need to tell us it's okay to do that.
So I honestly think as well, really nice, cute pair of Mary Jane shoes, like something sparkly, something a bit different, something that's a bit elevated. They
Yes.
are everywhere at the moment. So you can get them. Do you know what? Who does great shoes? New Look do great shoes, and they
Oh,
do
that's a
up to
go-to.
size 9 as well. Because I've got a few clients who are size 9 and can't find shoes on the high street.
Right.
New Look is actually a really good go-to. I've got a pair of velvet platforms that are a copy of Yves Saint Laurent, exact copy. They just look as burgundy velvet platform heels that I just wear at Christmas,
Ooh,
and they elevate any outfit. And they were from New Look. So I love a velvet platform actually. I just think that really adds something to a jeans and a nice top. A
yes.
metallic pussy bow blouse, off the shoulder. You've got your lovely off the shoulder. So I'd go off the shoulder top. Mesh is really in as well. But statement earrings too
Right.
is always nice. There's something really like long and dangly just to style it up. And also a bling bag, some kind of blingy bag that you can get everywhere as well at the moment, rhinestones or something like that.
Yes.
There's a great brand called I Know the Queen actually, who they do great glitter party bags with things like Uela champagne written on the front and party and Christmas and things like that. So you
Yeah,
could just
yeah, yeah.
have a bit of fun.
I went into River Island on Oxford Street the other day, and it was like sort of being in a disco. Everything was like, oh. It was all kind of novelty, and it was just totally spoke to my ADHD brain. And I was going, I want that, I want
And
this, I want
mine,
this.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at the moment, but these you might have these things in your wardrobe. It's already, from I definitely drag out the same things every Christmas. I've
Well,
got
everyone's had a little bit too much to drink. They can't remember what you've been wearing. So I think Christmas
exactly
is the time to wear the outfit again.
wear the
Definitely.
outfit again, definitely. And yeah, so but it's more important to just really sort of get to know what your vibe is and your personal
Yes.
style so that your head isn't so turned all the time and you don't have this feeling of confusion and overwhelm.
Yeah.
If you can nail it down. And like I said at the beginning as well, the age thing, that sort of feeling of I shouldn't be wearing this, I'm too old for this, I think it's a shame.
Mm.
I think I naturally want to be smarter as I've got older, and I, my skin isn't the same, all that kind of stuff. So there are certain things I just wouldn't wear, but not because I'm being told that I can't wear them, because I don't feel right in them. It's more about how you feel
Mm.
and tapping into your instincts about how you want to feel in your
Yeah,
outfits.
yeah. And also, do you think we can sort of transform who we are through our outfits? Because I know that when I've got a proper pair of shoes on, I'm definitely more productive at work.
Oh, 100%. There's been loads of studies done about this. Like it really elevates you and really boosts your confidence.
Mm.
Just sitting at home, even when I'm sitting at home working from home, I will dress for the day. you know, so
Yes.
that I'm ready to go. And I just feel a lot more professional and productive. And, you know, they've done these studies where they put half a class in white coats, and they're all in white coats. They told half the class they're doctors and the other half they're artists, and they gave them the same tasks, and the doctors excelled. You know, there are all these like scientific tests because it's psychological. It really is connected to your confidence and your psychological way that you approach it. It's really
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is really interesting. And it's something I definitely have learned to practice in the last year, because I think for people that work from home, you can just slip and slide into sitting in your pajamas, and you just don't have the same rate of work. That's for sure. Um, so Lisa, God, I've kept you for 30 minutes. I could have just chatted to you all
I told you I
day.
talk for England. Once I'm off, I'm off.
I know. Can we just have a quick chat about buying things new, or buying things secondhand? Because it seems to me at the moment, everyone our age is buying on Vinted.
Yeah, I love vintage. Like I actually made £500 last Christmas selling loads of stuff out of my wardrobe
Wow.
that I've just moved on from. That I don't. That we're just hanging there. They're beautiful pieces, but I know I won't wear them again. So what's the point of having them hanging in my wardrobe?
Okay, so can I just quickly grab your expertise right now and say, when you're looking in your wardrobe and you can put things on Vinted, what am I looking at to get rid of?
So things that, I mean, again, this goes back to sort of working out how you want to dress today, right? So things that you just know that when you put on and you take off again, something that you've tried to make work, but you just can't make it work anymore. You know, it doesn't, don't keep it just because it's expensive. It doesn't mean that it is going to work for you. If you sell it on, do a declutter and start, you know, with piles, your absolute go-to pieces, things that you can't make work that you might be able to work. And if you work out your 3 words, maybe you'll have a different perspective if you
Mm,
work out how you want to get dressed today. But the likelihood is you're instinctively not reaching for it for a reason. So to let go of clutter is a really great thing, and it means that you'll be able to see more in the wardrobe, and it will basically reduce the confusion as well. So you'll be
mhm.
wearing more of your wardrobe, which feels good. When you sell things on Vinted, you can't sell them for near, even if it's brand new. Say if you bought a top for £100, you can't sell it for £95. You can't. You can sell it for 50.
Right.
You know, it's you have to kind of be realistic about what you can sell things for on Vinted,
Mm,
because people are there for a bargain, and they'll always message you and say, can you take a fiver off? Or, you know, it's playing the game, but you're still £50 richer than
yes.
if it was hanging in your wardrobe and you're not wearing it. And, you know, finding designer jeans, I've got some great boots from Vinted. I've got some great jeans from Vinted that I've paid a fraction of the price for,
Yeah.
like with the tags on, you know, everything. So it's
Incredible.
definitely worth, and it feels like a little treasure hunt as well. So it actually feels more
Yeah.
pleasing when you get a real bargain from
Yeah,
Vinted.
yeah, and it's eco-friendly. What's your golden rule for shopping though? What's as a last takeaway, Lisa? What should we be thinking about?
So you just need to have a plan, and you need to look in the wardrobe before you go and really think, what is missing here? When am I struggling? What am I struggling for events? Is it when I want to feel smart at work? Try to pinpoint times when you're not feeling good in what you're wearing. Is it
Mm,
just day to day because your jeans are a bit worn out? What do you actually need? Try to work that out before you go shopping.
mhm.
And I think narrowing it down to a couple of shops is a great thing, like 2 to 3 shops. You know, following people obviously to get inspiration, and screenshotting is
Yeah.
a really good thing. So you start to build a picture of what you actually like and what you're drawn to. And always ask yourself, why? Why am I drawn to that outfit? Is it because she's wearing a really smart coat with some scruffy jeans? What is it, the mix of what she's wearing? Is it the pieces? Is it the vibe? Just work out your vibe, which is what we're doing at our
Yes. So I wanted to ask you about that. So you are doing an event in January 2026,
yes.
which is a styling event. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so this is going to be finding your 3 star words. We ran it in March in Battersea Arts Centre. It was so amazing. Like the feedback we had, we were like, right, we have to do this again. So it's a day event, Saturday, 31st of January from 10 till 4 p.m. I'm going to be sharing all my stylist tips and tricks. I've been a stylist for 15 years now. So if you're curious about, you know, being a stylist as well, it'd be really interesting. We're going to do your colours. So I've got other stylists there doing colours for people. So you'll find out your season of colours. There's going to be live styling. I'm going to be taking you through how to effectively declutter your wardrobe, basically how to get a capsule wardrobe. But the key thing that we're going to be working on that day is your 3 style words and how to find your personal style. That's the main thing I want people to go away with. They can then shop with intent, be really excited about their style, kick off 2026, being really clear on what they want to wear and what their style is. And we've got amazing food. We've got tea, we've got breakfast, we've got hot and cold lunch, we've got afternoon tea and cake. It's in a private members club in Clapham Junction. So it's a really gorgeous bougie venue. So it's going to be a lovely day. We're trying to do a fashion show as well. Watch this space. We're going to ask some people who come to maybe do the catwalk as well. So we've got lots of things. It's going to be a really fun day. So the link for that, all the details and the tickets is in my bio. So if people go to my profile, if you just click my bio, the link's there for the event.
Brilliant. Oh, well, Lisa Gilbe, stylist. If you want to work with Lisa, as she says, go to her. I will put all your details below under this podcast. But I will and I will also put the links to your website and also to your podcast, which is the Style Stories.
Yes, the Style Stories podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've hit the top 10 in the UK. That's exciting.
Congrats.
So thank you, all about style and fashion and confidence and how to get a great wardrobe and my tips about all of that.
Brilliant. Well, I will put everything in there. And Lisa, thank you. This has been super inspiring conversation. And I think so many women that have listened to that will feel re-energized about diving back into their wardrobes and sorting them out. And also, can I just say thank you for sort of reiterating that midlife is not the end of being stylish. And, we're not too old for bangs, as my daughter says. I will tell her. Lisa says, actually, I'm not. So for anyone wanting to work with Lisa, get in touch, DMs or through the website, and stay updated with her so you can see her tips and tricks and seasonal inspiration on her profile. So Lisa, thank you so much. Can we do it again in the new year?
Yes, definitely. It's been amazing. We always had a good chat.
Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.